We're live.
Caught.
Welcome
Red-handed.
back.
Caught red-handed.
Welcome back,
Hand-redded.
everybody. I hope everybody had a great weekend.
Do you?
I do.
Or are there some people that you don't care?
I genuinely hope everybody had a decent...
Everybody?
Everybody.
How could everybody possibly have a good weekend?
That's actually very true.
That's
Not
very true.
everybody.
I didn't say that. I asked a question.
No, your question is very accurate, though.
Hi, everybody.
Because I don't know if we technically want to wish everybody a happy weekend.
Hi, everybody. I,
going
for
on?
one, hope you had a pretty decent weekend.
Seriously late. Michael Holtz, yes, I know. Sorry, guys. We were adjusting.
We were adjusting camera stuff, so it was my
Roy's-
fault. I asked Chris there at the end. Okay, I want you to zoom in. I want to show you a part of the airbrush people forget is important. Can you go in super tight?
Heck yeah.
I want to show you something. You see that cut? Look at how silly this is,
That's a lot of paint.
right? This is like months and months. Like that guy that takes layers of paint and makes like plates out of it.
Interesting.
Have you seen this?
No.
They build up epoxy paints layer over layer over layer over layer, and then they'll turn it on wood,
Oh.
or they'll turn it on a wood lathe.
I
you know?
Yep, I know what you're talking about.
I want you to look at this big old solid amount of paint that came out of there.
Ugh.
Like this is a chunk.
That is a chunk bit. Look at that.
That's the kind of booger that makes you cry because it hurts your nose so much.
The kind of booger that makes you cry.
That's
Welcome
one of the
in,
things
everybody.
I usually say is there's two ways to know that math is false. You know, have you heard this joke from me before?
What's that?
This is one of my bathroom thought jokes that just came out of nowhere. Is that the reason you can tell that mathematics is false
Okay.
in general?
Mm-hmm.
Boogers and poop.
Boogers and poop?
Boogers and poop.
That's why math is false?
That's why math is false.
What? Okay.
Because you know that you just basically, like we've all been there.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
You've been there. You've sat down, gone number 2, and thought you birthed Cthulhu. And then you look in the toilet,
Man,
and it's this little bitty thing. It's this little bitty thing that is just pure anger and animosity and pain.
birth Cthulhu.
And you would have thought you gave birth to an old god, right? And it's just this little bitty thing
Wow.
minding its own business. And you're like, wait a minute. How's that possible?
My goodness. Wad,
Chat, did you miss me?
Nibling, thank you for those subs. Twitch tried to keep me from joining on stream, but not this, my 45th month anniversary. That's right. Thank
Freaking
you,
A, that's
Wad.
awesome. Thank
Nibling
you.
says, can we have a pink slip for Christopher
Look at
over
how
here?
much better that is.
That's a lot. No, Nibling, I'm here. We are on time every single time. And I'll say that to my grave.
We arrive exactly when we mean to.
That's right.
I actually made him late because I was like, one of the things that's bugged me about the stream recently
Uh-oh.
is the way that you guys have to stare at the model when I'm holding the model straight to me for painting,
Yep.
right? It used to be like this for you guys,
Yeah, we readjusted it.
right? Because like I hold it like this, and so it looks straight. And so for you guys now it's better. We're gonna get it to where it's even better.
Yeah,
Right.
I have wiggle room up there.
So we're gonna massage.
Is it Chris that bugs you? 5%.
Chris is my hero.
A 5% hero.
Chris does the job that no one else could do.
5%.
He directs traffic. He directs content.
That's right.
And he does it with me, which is, I don't know how many of you out there have ever worked with someone like me. It ain't easy. I am by no means a saint to work with. I have very particular requests. I'm not quite like the I joke about like the no green M&Ms in the green room kind of a thing. I'm not that bad, I don't think.
No, not even close.
But I will throw some stuff at Chris from left field that he just has to respond to like completely reactively. Because I'll be like, Chris, I had a good idea when I was in the bathroom right before stream. And it just ruins his entire plan.
It's a part of the landscape. That's what I call it.
A part of the landscape. That's a nice way to put it.
It's
He has
honestly,
a crazy boss is what he means to say, but
not even
he's
close.
nice about it. So
Not retrospectively, not even close.
let's just say working with me
You have
not always a pleasure.
You have a vision, and I'm here to
not always a pleasure.
Execute the vision.
There you go. I
I'm
like
not
that.
let
That was a
you-
very diplomatic way
I'm not
to
going to
say
let you.
that
No,
every night he goes home, he cries a little bit.
that's what the heavy drinking is for.
That's
I don't drink.
He does drink, but not heavily. We will go out. There has been
Every
a
once in a
Taco
while.
Tuesday or Wednesday occasionally where there's a margarita involved.
I'll have a margarita every once in a while.
And he drinks like a 20-ounce margarita, staring me right in the eye the whole time,
It's a big one.
murmuring to himself, "This is all because of you." He wears a shirt that says that Daddy drinks because you cry.
I do not drink. Christopher drinks all the time, says Phil. These are false allocations.
I need to get you a shirt that says Daddy drinks because you cry. That would be so fitting.
No.
It says Monument Hobbies. Daddy drinks because Jason cries.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Jay, Justin says, "Hey Jay, is the paint recipe prime black, spray paint, Payne's gray, dark plum, bull pyral, then finish it off with red orange?"
That
right?
is where we're at right now, yes.
Great segue, by the way, Justin.
That was perfect. You're hired. That is where we left off. This is so red.
It's
It
really
is
cool,
so
though.
brilliant seeing all these guys on the tray together. It's such a
gonna bring
great
this up.
red.
Yeah.
They don't look real. They look like it's some sort of Photoshop thing going on because it's so smooth. It's very smooth. Except for this guy.
Oh my gosh.
He's over to the side.
Walmart gave me free vodka on Friday, says Nibling.
Nothing's
Interesting.
free, Nibling. Nothing's free. What part of your soul did you trade to Walmart?
Flapjack, I'm down. Just got to remind me.
You're tempted to drop a pic in Discord to show how bad your Dootan colors blind. What? I have managed to do a quartered knee pad of red and green on a Marine. Hope it causes Slowfuse to suck on his teeth and say, "Why do I do this again? Why would I do that?" Well, you want to paint Christmas Marines and have at it.
Avian, pictures always help.
Chris, we should get Margs at Adepticon next year, says Flapsack Nickeljack.
You got to remind me.
They look like red plastic. Yeah, exactly. Oh, they gave you someone else's order along with your order, and you just took it and then told you to keep it.
Wow.
That's why these companies scare me. Any company that can give you the wrong order and tell you to keep it, that worries me.
And it was
How much are they charging you to be able to do that?
It was alcohol.
Yeah.
So,
even weirder.
What if
Like, do they have to check your age?
keep it, 16-year-old
Yeah.
kid?
Sorry, kid. Just go ahead and keep that.
Walmart.
My brain didn't go there because I'm old.
Walmart remembers.
Walmart remembers.
Here's a question.
No one wants to see a pic of you tootin'. What? Tootin'? Rootin' tootin'? Working on some heresy myself, but airbrush question. You have an old airbrush where when you try to use the water I put in the paint cup... Okay, wait. When I try to use the water I put in the... I have to find the punctuation. When I try to use the water I put in the paint cup is going to where the trigger is... no affix. Okay, so that means that you have a block generally in the nozzle. If when you pull the trigger back, you see bubbles up here, and it raises up out of the cup. Is that what I'm hearing?
I think so.
It's going. Oh, it's coming back to the trigger. It's coming back at the trigger. So yeah, you have a clog someplace, and what happens is that the pressure that's being forced into the airbrush by the air itself is now forcing paint to the path of least resistance. Generally, that's in the cup. You'll see bubbles in the cup because the airflow is getting trapped. It's not being able to come out at the rate that you're pulling the trigger because you have a clog in the nozzle. And so it forces the air back up through the cup, and you see bubbles here, and it raises the paint. If it's coming out at the trigger, there's a bad seal. Maybe not bad. I dread to say bad because I don't want you to have to go replace a seal because that's a pain in the butt. There's a seal that's right behind like if you look down in the cup, pop in close. Yep. You see the needle there. Right behind where the needle goes into the body back here, there's a seal. And that seal keeps paint from flowing backwards when you put it in there into the body of the airbrush, like back here where the valve is. That seal can have water or paint forced past it if you have a big enough clog. Because it builds enough pressure, you just gank the trigger back and get a lot of air pressure in there, and it can force paint back through the deal. It could also be that your needle is not clean. When you take your needle out, a lot of times you'll see that it has bands of color, and those bands of color, like see that dark spot right there?
Yeah.
That dark spot is the seal that I'm talking about. That's where Okay, there's a dark spot there, and there's a dark spot there. Those dark spots are where it goes through the pressure points. Like this first one is where the bevel is, right?
Yeah.
But this one is where that seal sits, and so it polishes all of the needle in front of it as it runs through the seal. So you see this part of the needle is shinier than back here.
Yeah.
That's because it polishes as it pulls back and forth through that O-ring. There might be another one here because there's another spot here. But you can get paint that loads up there, and if you're pulling the needle back with your trigger, then that paint builds up right along there, and it deflects through the seal, and it can allow paint and air to get through it that way. So pull your needle out, make sure it doesn't have any paint on it. Just run your finger along it, and you'll be able to feel if there's any inconsistencies. Like, see right there, there's a little gunner. Pop in close again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
It's like a little gunner right there, so I can get that off with my finger now. Like that.
That'll definitely clog it up.
Right, and all of that can just kind of deform the seal if it's got dried paint along the needle. So always make sure you're cleaning this so it's perfectly clean. And then make sure that you don't have a clog in the nozzle that's forcing all that pressure back through the body of the airbrush. Just clean the nozzle out. Also, good to look and make sure that you've cleaned this part. Sometimes you clean the nozzle out really well, but this little hole will be out of round, we'll call it. It won't be a perfect circle because there'll be just enough paint built up on the nozzle front here. This is not the nozzle, this is the nozzle casing. But this is the place that it collects all the air together. So the air comes out in, sometimes you can see them, the little, yeah, see those little holes around the circumference of the nozzle? That's where air comes through. Yeah. So the air mixes with, well, it doesn't really mix with the paint. It comes out around the needle here and drags the paint in a vacuum through the hole. And so if this hole is deformed at all, if it's not perfectly round because you have like sediment built up down there from hard water, like we get in Arizona, or paint on this side because it just dries up on there, always make sure you've got this side cleaned, right? And that there's nothing, you know, make sure you've got all that paint cleaned off of there like this. So there's nothing that's going to make that out of round, right? And a lot of times I keep a old needle around.
Yeah.
That's bent, right? I don't know if this one's bent or not, but it's just an old needle, right? I keep an old needle around, and I will take that old needle and just kind of, because the old needle it's smooth, so it's not going to hurt this area. And I'll just take it and kind of work it in and out, but I'll do it from the front rather than from the back first, and then just kind of use my fingernail to scrape over that just to clean that off. It's very Neanderthal way to do it, caveman style. Right, and then on the back, you can just kind of put this old needle through there again, through the hole, so that you can see if you get anything. Okay, so this one's pretty clean. It had a little bit of overspray on the front, which will happen just as you spray. You'll build up paint on the front there. It's not bad.
Ishma says, amazing. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it. That's why I appreciate these streams.
Oh, yeah, never.
And that. And
never a problem.
Dashing looks. He's the man. There it is. Look at that. Oh,
wait.
Took the
just in case you're right-handed.
Took the glasses off and everything. Wow, you guys got that for free. Look at that. So I got Painting Bite says, so I got my airbrush, but I had problems with mixing. What's a good mix for retarder thinner and paint? I also don't know the difference between both.
I guess, what are you... Okay, so let's start with the last one. The difference between both, retarder and thinner. Retarder is something that makes your paint take longer to cure, right? So it extends the dry time. So you have something like a flow improver, that a flow improver typically reduces the surface tension of paint because water-based paint has a higher surface tension. It wants to form into beads. And so you put a flow improver in there, it makes the bead, it's like, what do they call it, Rain-X?
Rain-X is the one that makes it fall off, like run away.
Like bead off.
Yeah.
So it increases the surface tension of water. This is the opposite of that, so it makes it sheet. So the water will, or the paint itself stops clinging and beading up as much. So, and sometimes that has, due to the components in it, will have a longer, or a drying retarder in it so that it extends its dry time just because of the product that it is. It's usually a glycol, like an oil product, a petroleum product. And so, you do that and it takes a little bit longer, makes it smoother and kind of slide along the needle as opposed to want to beat up as it sits on the needle. Of course, we're talking about at very micro levels, not aggressively beating up on your needle. And so that's what the surfactant that they put in like flow improvers does. As opposed to a thinner, which a thinner is typically in the world of airbrushes, it might have something like an IPA, like an alcohol in it. It can actually speed the dry time of the paint up to make it dry quicker, but it is used to cut the paint so that it makes it lower viscosity, more like water, so that maybe you're working with a thick paint, you need to thin it down so it has